Hello, everybody, and welcome to Navigating the Future of Trucking and Transportation. I'm your host, Jerri Banks, and here on this show, we talk about automation and autonomy and new technology entering into the trucking, and not just the trucking, but the transportation industry as a whole. I share practical tips in the learning lane, actionable tips where you can take your current skills and use them and learn new skills where you can upskill and reskill for this new future that our industry is moving into. I also talk about truck driving jobs, traditional truck driving jobs. You're going to hear me say that. Jobs where human drivers are actually in the driver's seat. But I also talk about autonomy and automation, those jobs that are entering our industry where an actual robot or a computer system or an AI is actually operating the system, and there is a safety driver at this time in the truck. Now, when I talk about those types of jobs, I share openings. Just last week, we shared an opening with one of the companies that are one of the key players in the autonomous industry. But I share things that you need to know when it comes to the required skills, because there's the required skills that you have to have, just like in any job description, you're going to see the required. But what we're not used to in the trucking industry is the desired skills. So companies are moving to desired skills, and those are skills that I really focus on and really highlight because I believe that those are the most critical and most important skills that will set you apart from everybody else that's out there in the industry. We have a very full, action packed show today. I'm going to be sharing an article. And in this article, I really think it's really important for you to, for me to really highlight and really help you understand what's happening on the autonomous sector. And so this article is going to be about a recent interview that the owner of the company Gatic did with Freightwaves. And so I'm going to break that down, but I'm also going to give you some actionable tips. When I say actionable tips, things that you can do to help you navigate these changes that are happening in the industry, but also to help you remain valuable and to secure your role in this industry. And so the article and the tips that I'm going to share, they actually tie in very, very well together. So I can't wait to share them with you. And then on the learning lane, like I said, it's going to be an action-packed show. I'm going to talk about some experiences that I've encountered over the years on our recruitment agency side, because we have the recruitment agency, we have the education agency, but on the recruitment agency side with drivers that are actively looking for work. And so I'm going to talk about some things that you need to be doing if you're actively looking for work, particularly in regards to your cell phone. So I want you to stick around to the end because, again, we have a lot of information to cover, and I can't wait to share it all with you. I'll be right back.
I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses on driver recruitment and driver education. We focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms, Jerri Banks, Autonomous Trucking. I look forward to connecting with you.
Welcome back. Welcome back again. Thank you so much for being here today. If you're new here, do me a favor and take a few seconds to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell so that you can stay connected with me every single time I go live. I have some great guests coming up over the next few weeks. I'm really excited about some of the opportunities, some educators, some individuals where you're going to be able to learn about programs that may or may not be in your area, but you may be able to tap into these programs. And again, these are programs that are equipping you and preparing you for this new future. We're seeing changes every single day in this industry. Every single day, I'm seeing new advancements, new technology. AI, I mean, you hear something about AI every single day. This is the time of the I compare this time period to the dot-com time period when internet first started coming on the scene, and websites, and email was like a big thing back then. If you're old, I'm dating myself, yes. However, I remember when the websites started coming up and everybody had that www dot, oh, you can check out, just go to www dot, but now AI is the new thing. Now there's new software, new technologies, automation, autonomy. Those are the things that are changing our industry, and we have to be ready. We have to be prepared. And so that's why I'm here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, to share knowledge, to make sure that you have the information, the skills, and the knowledge in order to equip yourself. Just tomorrow, let me tell you about tomorrow though. Tomorrow I will not be here. I'm going to share some information for you. It will be a pre-recorded video, just an FYI. I will not be here tomorrow. My son has a surgery, so we're gonna be at the hospital, and it's an outpatient procedure. But y'all, just send us some well wishes, and lots of love as we go through that tomorrow. Now, getting right into the show, like I said, I have a lot of information that I want to share with you today. The first, it's a interview with the owner of Gatic. Gatic, if you don't know what Gatic is, and I'm going to pull up a truck here in just a second. I'm going to pull up the articles. Oh, there it is. There's the truck. That's the Gatic truck. Gatic, their tagline is that they own the middle mile. All right. And if you're in trucking, you know what the middle mile is. The middle mile is it's that time when the goods get to the terminal, and someone has to take it from the terminal or the distribution center to the actual store, or from picking up the supplies and taking it to the actual store. It's that the final mile. They own the final mile. I'm sorry. That final mile is where they deliver right directly to the store. You see this picture. They're at the Kroger. They deliver right to the Kroger, right to Walmart. But Gatic is a 7-year-old company, and they do short haul pickups and short haul deliveries. Um, and so it has built and created some amazing partnerships. And these partnerships are helping them to reach mass production of these autonomous. Right now, there's a safety driver in the majority of them, but they do have quite a few lanes where they are running autonomous, where they are running without a driver. And so they've established some partnerships. And so I want to kind of go through and unpack this article for you. Again, this article is brought to us by Freightwaves Truck Tech. Thank you for this article. I was very exceptional, very detailed, gave us a lot of really good insight and information. And I want to unpack it because I think that if you haven't seen it, if you're not, subscribed to Truck Tech, make sure you subscribe. That they release a lot of information when it comes to tech in the trucking industry, when it comes to autonomy and automation in the trucking industry. That's a really good go-to for me, and should be for you when it comes to automation, AI, and autonomy entering our industry. And so this company, Gatic, they develop self-driving trucks, again, for short haul deliveries. They partner with major companies like Walmart and Kroger. And again, they are on track to mass produce by 2027. And so they have been securing funding. And when I say securing funding, I'm talking the in the amount of millions of dollars. So they have Japanese truck maker Isuzu Corporation. They've invested $30 million into the mass production of Gatic equipped autonomous trucks 3 years from now. So 2027, they already investing the money into it over the long haul for this particular company. Now, they plan to invest this company, Isuzu, Japanese truck maker, plan to invest 2.2 billion in autonomous trucks by 2030. So they're investing in Gatic, but just from an overall autonomous truck perspective, their goal is to invest 2.2 billion in autonomous trucks by 2030. So I just want to reiterate because that just shows where the industry is going. It's not going to be tomorrow. And I always say this, it's not going to be that you wake up one morning and we see so many autonomous trucks on the roadways. No, it's going to be a gradual period over a gradual time frame, which gives you the ability to stay knowledgeable and stay abreast on everything that's going on. But it also gives you the ability to level up your skills. It also gives you the ability to level up your skills because um, it's not a matter of if or when it's coming, it's here. And so it's always important that you stay ahead of everybody else. And I have 5 sons, and that's what I tell them. You got to be ahead of everybody else. You're your number one competition, but everybody else is also your number one competition as well. So you have to stay up on your skills. You have to be a good communicator. You have to know how to network. Those are key things that you need to be doing. So let me go back to the article because you guys know that I will go off on a tangent, um, talking about my boys just and fussing at my boys like I do everybody else. Okay. So they've got some strong partnerships, which is going to help them get to this mass production. They have and they're really picky about their customers, right? They have a model where they only accept and select certain types of customers, and they they lock their customers into a contract essentially. And so basically, if you don't know what Gatic is, again, it's a self-driving, they create self-driving technology. And so they put their technology into these trucks. Just like some of the other self-driving tech companies, they put their technology into semi trucks, into passenger vehicles. We're seeing more and more of that today. And so they, like I said, they're very picky about their customer. They don't just take anybody. The customer's needs has to fit their what they call a hub and spoke delivery. And so basically the hub is where they have this terminal, and then the spokes is, like just like the spokes on a bicycle, where, it goes out to the different distribution centers or to the different stores that are along routes that they have already established. Um, and so before they start picking a customer, like I told you, Walmart's one of their customers, as you can see here on the article. Kroger is one of their customers. Loblaws is one of their customers. They also have a ton of customers that they haven't even shared with the public, and that is very important because maybe their customers don't want to share that information. Maybe they don't want to share that information, but there's customers out there that they're working with autonomously that is not being shared with the public. But basically, they get a lot of data when they're looking for a customer. They have pickup locations. They're looking at their drop-off locations. They're looking at the sequence of stops and the different constraints at each one of these stops. They do a full analysis before they say yes to a customer. So they're very picky about their customers. They control pretty much everything. They don't give their customers an option, meaning there's if they want to do autonomy, if they want to have an autonomous fleet in their operation, this middle mile company that delivers directly from the DC to the stores, there's no other service like Gatic. So they can be picky. They can be, particular about who they choose to partner with. And so for the first 1 to 2 years, they monitor the customer's route and they have a safety driver on board. And then, after continuous monitoring in that first 1 to 2 years, then the truck starts to operate in freight only or driverless mode. And so, this is right now they're in the South. Again, they first started with driver out. Right now, I'm talking about driver out opportunity. So drivers out of the truck, they're operating autonomously right now for Walmart in Northwest Arkansas. They've been doing this since 2021. Also with grocery store giant Loblaw in Ontario, Canada. They started that in 2022. Again, these are all drivers not in the truck doing short haul, middle mile, going from the store, the DC to the store, the DC to the store, or the hub to the store, or the hub to the distribution center, actually. And so Tyson Foods is another one in Northwest Arkansas. Kroger in Dallas, Fort Worth. Those two locations are expected to begin driver out operations by the end of this year or early 2025. And I was actually in Dallas last year, back in September, and I was there for a conference. We were there for a few days. It was a marketing conference, social media management and marketing conference, and we were having a good time. And every morning I walk, no matter where I'm at in the world. And you guys know I do a lot of traveling. Last week I was in Baltimore, Maryland. 2 weeks before that I was in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I travel a lot. And so every morning I typically either walk or go to the hotel gym and do some working out. Now, that particular morning, I was in Dallas and we had an Airbnb, so we were in a neighborhood. And I got to a main light to cross the street, and I saw a Gatic truck. I saw a Gatic truck. Now, it had a safety driver, which this article tells us that for the first year or two, which is probably that time frame, it was a Kroger, this exact same Gatic Kroger truck to be exact. But for that first year, they have that safety driver on board, and the truck is operating with the safety driver the first 1 or 2 years. They're monitoring the route. They have that safety driver on board. They're doing all of the things that a normal driver would do in the truck. In later years is when they take the driver out. And so what I probably saw more than likely was that testing phase where that safety driver is on board, and they're gathering data, communicating and logging that data to prepare for freight only, or what they call driverless mode. And so they've had 600,000 autonomous deliveries. Let me repeat that. They've had 600,000 autonomous deliveries for 10 Fortune 500 companies. 10. Now, I know of and have publicly seen Gatic move freight for Walmart, Loblaws, Kroger is another one. There are quite a few that I've seen. I haven't seen 10. So that continues to show us that they are moving freight, but not necessarily publicly naming those customers. Tyson Foods is another one that I know about. Georgia Pacific is another one that I know about. Pitney Bowes is another one that I know about. Those companies are who they are publicly announcing that they're moving freight. They also talk about their perfect safety record. They have a perfect safety record, and their routes are designed to intentionally avoid school zones, school areas, fire stations, anything else that will disrupt the traffic situation. So they purposely are designed, they design their routes to avoid those particular situations. And so I just really thought this was really important to share. Again, this is about 7-year-old Gatic company that you, and let me know in the comments. Have you ever heard of this company? Do you know anything about this company? Did you know if you work for any of the companies that I named? Do you know that your company is moving autonomous freight with this and partnering with this company? These are things that you should know if you're in this industry. It's imperative that you know these things. And so I encourage you to go and check out their website. I'm going to let me remove that. I'm going to share their website really quick because I want you to um, take a look. They got a lot of great stuff on their website. Let's see.
When it comes to autonomous trucks entering the trucking and transportation industry, up until now, you've only heard bits and pieces, news here, news there. There's been no centralized place for you to learn about autonomous trucks. Join me every Wednesday and Thursday and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time as I share information, news, and education on how you can stay prepared for autonomous trucks and autonomy entering the trucking and transportation industry.
So this is their website. It is Gatic.ai. Check it out. Take a look at that middle mile. Take a look at and again, it's the hub and spoke delivery system. Basically, the goods come into the hub, and this is the truck, box truck size that actually takes the freight from the hub to the distribution center. And then it doesn't actually go to the store. An actual driver will take it to the store. An actual driver, an actual different type truck, company truck, more than likely, will take the goods and freight to the actual store. But you see Walmart, you see Kroger, check their website out. A lot of really good information, a lot of really good things. This is the future. That is an autonomous truck without a driver. So again, you can check this out yourself. Again, that website is Gatic AI, Gatic.ai, if you want to check that out. Now, I shared this because I really think it's important that you are aware of these top companies that are making strides in autonomy. But as they're making strides in autonomy, you need to be making strides in your developing your skill set, in staying informed. And so I'm going to share 8 tips that I believe are going to help you to navigate these changes that we're seeing in the industry and that are going to help you to remain valuable and secure in not just your role, but also in being able to take care of your family, being able to pay your bills on time. All of these things are going to be crucial as we move into a new future with more automation and more autonomy and more artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence, these machines are continuously learning. They're learning. And as these machines learn, so should you. And so the first thing that I want you to do is stay informed. Subscribe to these industry newsletters. Check out their websites. Stay updated on all the trends, the latest information, everything that's coming out in your industry. You're in this industry. You need to be engrossed and ingrained in this industry just as you are engrossed and ingrained in your household, because this ultimately affects your household. Knowing what's happening with these types of companies and their advancements, it can help you stay prepared for these different changes that we're seeing, and be adaptable. I want you to be adaptable. Like, instead of saying it's not going to happen, instead of saying it will never come, I want you to understand and be willing to adapt when it does come. But if you're one of the ones that's waiting until it does come to be ready, you're already behind. You're already behind. So, being willing to adapt and being willing to adjust and pivot, it can help you secure your position, and it's going to open up new opportunities because it shows that you've got a willingness to learn. It shows that you're open to new things. And one of the things that I always say to drivers is to get specialized. Like, we see the middle mile with Gatic. We see some companies doing the long haul lane, moving refrigerated or general freight, but we won't see hazmat. We won't see flatbed. We won't see oversized, overdimensional, those types of loads. We won't see autonomy touch those at any point in the future, because they always require a human touch. So I want you to focus on improving those skills and becoming the expert. Becoming the expert, because that could mean the difference in you making 40,000 versus you making 80 or $90,000 a year. So always work to get more certifications, more endorsements, and more skills to help you level up in this time. And tip number 3, I want you to build relationships. But I can't tell you how important and imperative it is to build a relationship out here in the industry. Building those relationships is going to set you apart. Build the relationships with your dispatchers, with the mechanics. You never know when a mechanic can point you in the direction of something great, or when your dispatcher can point you in the direction of something great. Those strong workplace relationships is only going to lead to better job security and the potential for advancement. And I talk about this all the time. And in the next segment, I'm going to share how you can do this. I want you to invest in continuous learning. But the one that I'm going to share in the next segment is free. They have grants and things to pay for how you can stay educated. So I want you to take advantage of training programs, whether it's a training program offered by your company or a training program that you go and you look for on your own. I've actually had leadership classes where I've talked to and taught leaders to ask the question when they're interviewing a potential candidate. When they're interviewing a potential candidate, ask this question. The question, if you're a leader, that I want you to ask your candidate is, when was the last time that you learned something on your own? When was the last time that you learned something and you took the initiative to learn something on your own? And so, if you're the candidate that's seeking employment, I want you to be prepared to answer that. I don't care if it's you know, my husband will seek out opportunities all the time. We just had a situation with the car, and he had to fix it. We weren't about to, go get it towed anywhere. He had to fix it. And YouTube University is his best friend. So, sharing those types of examples where, hey, this was broken. I'm not an expert in this, but I figured it out. I went and learned on YouTube how to figure it out. I found a blog that walked me through it step by step. That shows initiative. When you can share these types of stories, those types of examples sets you apart from everybody else that's interviewing for that job. And so, if you're a leader, ask that question in your next interview. When was the last time that you learned something on your own? that you weren't sent to a class, you weren't, asked to go to a special training. When was the last time that you sought information and learned something on your own? That shows initiative. That shows that you're different. That shows that you'll figure it out on your own. Let me say good morning to Mr. Leonard. Hello, Mr. Leonard. He is on. Look, guys, Mr. Leonard has been a faithful viewer for many, many years. Many, many years. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Leonard. If you are new to the show, welcome. I'm here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, where I talk about autonomy and automation and new technology entering into the industry and how you can level up, how you can take your current skills and add some new skills to them and be a game changer for somebody's company. And I'd be remiss if I did not say hello to everybody on TikTok. Hello, Gianna. Hello, Hector. Hello, Jazwan, Ronaldo. Look, everybody's over there and they are loyal followers. And so I just want to say thank you guys. Thanks for being here every single Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, running up the likes, sharing the live. I'm grateful to everybody. Mr. Leonard with the thumbs up. So let me get back into this because I want to really hit home on continuous education. Continuous education. And I want you to take advantage of training programs that are out there, whether it's training programs where you're learning a new technology, or it's a program where you're learning new safety protocols or new OSHA regulations, anything that can make you more valuable to your company. That is going to be the key that sets you apart from everybody else, from those that are just resting on their laurels right now. Because my family is a really big basketball family, right? And y'all know I have 5 boys. We had a basketball program. Everybody came up through that basketball program, right? And the difference, the ones that were doing work outside of practice, those were the ones that excelled. If you were on the team, whether you were, family or not, I could tell when you were doing work outside of practice. Because practice is for practice. Practice is when the coach is working on his plays. It's when the coach is getting ready for game day. Practice is time for practice. But when you practice outside, it shows that you're exceptional. It shows that you want to be exceptional. The coach don't have time to work on your dribbling skills in the middle of practice. You got to go dribble down the sidewalk. You got to go dribble around the track. You got to get yourself better. We don't have time for that. We're working on winning championships in practice. You work on your dribbling and your rebounding and all of those things. You work on that on your own time. And that is what I'm telling you. You work on building your skills and focus on building yourself on your own time. All the other things, they will come. You seek out new skills to learn. You seek out new opportunities for growth on your own time. Don't depend on anybody else to do that for you. Number 5, emphasize safety and reliability. I can't tell you. You saw how Gatic talked about for 1 to 2 years they have a safety driver in the truck, and then they take the driver out. Safety is going to be a top priority. It's always been a top priority. It's even more a top priority. So you keeping a good safety record, a good clean driving record, and staying up to date on new changes and new regulations that are coming out, that's only going to make you valuable and a more trusted employee. Those helps the company know that you are reliable. Because every year, if they're checking your driving record, because they have to do those checks either every 6 months or every year, run another check on you if you're still with the company. Your consistency in safety, it shows that you they made the right choice. They made the right choice when they selected you. That shows that you are an asset to any company. If you are consistently safe, your driver record is consistently clean when they run that new insurance check. So make sure that your driving record is always up to par. It's always up to par. Number six, I want you to engage with new technologies. And instead of being fearful of automation and being fearful of artificial intelligence, I want you to learn how to work with it. Learn how it works. Understand like the workings behind it. I'm a person that I need to know how it does what it does. And so much so that in January, I took and obtained a certification on artificial intelligence. It was an introductory to artificial intelligence and the workings of it. So now I know about deep learning, I know about neural networks, I know about all of these things thanks to, and you can go and learn it yourself and get certified yourself thanks to IBM Skill Build. And I even participated in they sent me a nice little cup. Thank you, IBM. I participated in one of their focus groups talking about the training and the class and giving them feedback because their goal is to train and upskill millions and millions of workers. And guess what? It's IBM. Let me put that up on the screen, but it's IBM Skill Build. IBM Skill Build, Skills Build is their program, and it is absolutely free. So if you give me a second, I'll share my screen because I got it up right here. But you can learn free skills. The website is skillsbuild.org. Skillsbuild.org. And you can learn, it's for learners, educators, and organizations. I'm a learner and I'm an educator, but I'm a learner first. I'm always going to be a learner. And so I got a certification, a digital certification in artificial intelligence. And there's so many other skills and certificates and things like that that you can get on there, but it's absolutely free. The only cost is your time. So take the time to check out this website and screenshot it, do whatever it is you need to do. And then I want you to go and take and get a certification and then come back to me and drop it in the comments and let me know, hey, Jerri, hey, I got that certification. I'm just as certified and credentialed as you are. Okay. I need to know that because those certifications, you're going to highlight them on your resume. They're going to set you apart and help you stand out from everybody else. And it's stand out time. Okay. We got to stand out from the pack. And so IBM is a place where you can engage and learn and embrace new technologies. That's a great place where you can go and learn this. And so let's move right on to number 7. One of the other things that I want to share is having a financial cushion. And this, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. We all see our economy. We all see changes happening so quickly. Having a financial cushion can help you like weather any storm. It can help you in any industry where you see ups and downs. But you also in having that cushion, that financial cushion, you also want to look at opportunities within your company where you can get that long-term stability. And I'm going to give you one. Long-term stability in trucking for me always looks like being specialized, getting those endorsements, but it also looks like getting a diesel technician certification. There's such a shortage for diesel technicians right now that it's imperative that more enter the industry. because we need those diesel technicians for repair. We need them for that roadside assistance, for diagnostics, things like that. That is so crucial. You secure your future with a diesel technician certification. Those are, again, ways that you can secure your future. And then, lastly, number 8, I want you to, if you're working for a company, particularly a mid or mega sized company, you have to know your company's direction. You got to understand where they're going, understand where they're headed, especially in regards to adopting these new technologies and this new automation and new practices. You got to be aware of their goals. If they're not telling you, ask your leaders. Ask your leaders. So, what are our long term goals at this company? Because I want to be here. I want to be here for the long haul. However, I want to know what I need to be doing right now to prepare. Because if they're not telling you, they might not even know, but someone knows. Someone knows the long term goals for the company. And maybe it may not be autonomy tomorrow, but it may be autonomy long term. And so you need to know what it is that you need to be working on so that you can align yourself and your efforts and position yourself as a valuable member of that company. That is how you secure job security. That is how you are relevant and remain valuable in any industry. When we come back, I'm going to wrap up with the learning lane. Y'all know the learning lane is probably my favorite area of the show because I get to share. And this show is a little bit different because I didn't talk about a job, but I wanted to really hit on some of those tips because I really think they're very important. But in the learning lane, I'm going to talk about those of you and give you tips for those of you that are actively looking for work and some of my pet peeves when I was on the recruiting side of what I would see and deal with drivers that told me the day before or a few days before that they were actively looking for work. I'll share that when we come back.
When it comes to autonomous trucks entering the trucking and transportation industry, up until now, you've only heard bits and pieces, news here, news there. There's been no centralized place for you to learn about autonomous trucks. Join me every Wednesday and Thursday and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time as I share information, news, and education on how you can stay prepared for autonomous trucks and autonomy entering the trucking and transportation industry.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes. So, in the learning lane, today I'm going to talk about and share a few tips. Last week, we talked about the background and the application process and how important it was for completely filling out your application, how important it is to ensure that you fill in all the boxes, you give them as much information as possible, because if you don't, your application goes to the bottom of the pile. As a recruiter, having worked on the recruitment side, I have seen hundreds and hundreds of applications get put to the bottom for typically two reasons: not being completely filled out, and the other reason is not giving all the information, but also not answering the phone. Let me say that again: not being completely filled out. But the other reason that I've seen your application get put to the bottom or threw in the trash can, the digital trash can, because we don't have paper apps anymore, not answering the phone, not making contact with the recruiter when they're ready to give you that position, because they're going to go to the next person. They're going to go right to the next person in line that's qualified, that's ready, and that's answering the phone. And so the phone is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. So let me give you some tips on how to ensure that your application does not go to the digital trash can when you're actively looking for that job. It's a local position. You get to be home every day. You're working Monday through Friday. You're off on the weekends. You wanted that position. You told me that. But then I call you and I get this. You've reached the voicemail of 917-222-3435. Leave a message. And then I get, the voicemail is full. Please check back later. That is unacceptable if you're actively looking for a job. You want to ensure that one, you have a greeting, an actual greeting. It doesn't have to have music in the background like we did in middle school. It doesn't have to, say, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, oh, I'm not here. You missed me." It just has to say, "Hi, this is Jerri. I'm not available right now, but leave a message, and I promise to get back with you." It's that greeting that your grandma had on her phone, or my grandma did. It's the same greeting that we all have that we should have on our phone if we're looking for a professional career, right? If we're looking for an opportunity with a professional company, make sure that you have a greeting, because I want to know as a recruiter that I'm calling the right person to begin with. I want to make sure that it's the right person on the line. I want to be able to leave a message, because now these phones have these amazing things where, and it was really cool because my daughter was calling me the other day and it went to voicemail and she started talking and I started getting like this notification. I don't know if it's an update, a recent update, but I started getting this notification that she was talking and I was able to like grab it and answer it. And so I don't know if you're a voicemail leaver or if you check your voicemails, but in a professional setting, and I'm calling you about an opportunity that you expressed keen interest in, I'm going to leave a voicemail. My team is going to leave a voicemail. We want to know that we call the right number. We call the right person. And when I hear your voicemail, I want to know and hear that it's professional. I want to hear your name to make sure I got the right person. And I don't want to spend that 30 seconds of my life or 15 seconds of my life that I'll never get back and then get to the end and realize that your voicemail is full and I can't leave a message. So a phone number announcement is not good enough. A professional greeting. And then how you answer the phone when I call, how you answer the phone when that company calls is trying to pay you that big money is crucial as well. 'Cause that says so much about you, the person. Yeah, what's up? Hey, you never know who's calling. You never know what opportunity is on the other side of that phone call. My calls are answered. Hello, this is Jerri. How can I help you? Or hi, this is Jerri. How can I help you? You're going to know. Now, if you're dodging and ducking and dodging people, I get it. I understand, and you don't want to say your name. You don't want to, but get out those situations where you got to duck and dodge. Because again, you never know what greatness is going to be on the other side of that phone call. And if you're in the position to find a job, to look for a job, you better answer that phone professionally. And if I need to leave a message, your greeting needs to be professional for me. I will never give back those 15 seconds of listening to your phone number and all to hear that your voicemail is full. And I fuss at my stepfather all the time because every time I call him, his voicemail is full. And I hear that, oh, this is 832, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, but you just called me and now I'm calling you back and your voicemail is full. So think about that. Think about how that sets you apart from the person that I'm calling with the music in the background from middle school. Well, it was middle school. It was middle school. We were just getting our phones. We were excited about having phones, and we would push the button and play that music and have that music going and then say, "Hey, this is Jerry. Call me back." I was using my good voice. I was using my good voice. But it's no longer middle school. It's no longer high school. This is professional environment. We are in a professional setting. We want that job that is paying top dollar. And I want to stand out from the other people with the music in the background or the other people that's saying, "Hey," or "What's up" when they answer the phone. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. And so as I wrap up, I want to share a company that is doing offering, it's a nonprofit. It's called the National Education Foundation, NEF, and it's a nonprofit that helps people prepare for colleges and careers. So you don't have to be the college person, but you do need a career, right? And so they're offering courses and certifications and funding to help people develop these in demand skills. And so I love that you're here because if you're here, you're learning. If you're with me, you're going to learn something. Okay. You're going to learn a skill. You're going to learn a place to go to get a new skill. In the coming weeks, I have some great people coming on the show that are going to be talking about opportunities for development, diesel technician certification. I will beat that drum until the end of time because that will never dry out. Construction. All of these are going to be crucial as we see new automation and new technologies and AI and autonomous trucks enter our industry. And so NEF, it's a great place for you to go um, and develop these in-demand skills. So what they offer 10,000 courses in IT, business, office skills, foundational skills, training for over 100 industry certifications. Some trainings have live mentoring. Um, and again, it's called NEF, if you want to look it up now, National Education Foundation.org. National Education Foundation.org. I have to TikTok, y'all like that live. Tap that screen TikTok because they think I'm not here. So I need you to tap that screen and let TikTok know that we are here. Make sure you're sharing the live because I'm always dropping information, always dropping a ton of knowledge to help you stay ahead, to help you elevate and level up. I already told you this is level up season, and we are doing everything that we can to level up in the transportation industry because this is our industry. NEF, again, National Education Foundation.org. They offer funding to help schools and organizations implement their programs, but they also have college recognized badges and certifications that you can get um, to add to your resume. You can get to talk about when you're on that job interview. Remember earlier in the show, I talked about an interview question that I implore leaders to ask. And that interview question is, what have you learned outside of work? What what additional skills have you taken on? Have you sought out to enhance your skill set and to upskill outside of work, outside of your company sending you to training, outside of something being done inside the company? What have you learned? What have you done? Tell me about a time. That's a question I want you to be able to answer because you have taken advantage of all these programs that I talk about, all of the skill build, that the think build that I talked about earlier with IBM. If you missed that, make sure you go back and watch the replay. NEF, National Education Foundation. They have funds. There's so your girl will soon have her pilot drone license. Drone, I will be licensed to fly drone. I am taking advantage of every single opportunity that's out there, as should you. As should you. And so, as I obtain my drone certification, I will share with you on how you too can get your drone license. There are drone deliveries, and I'll do a whole show about the drone deliveries and the careers that you can get into from a drone perspective. And I'll just say, drone pilots average anywhere from $300 to $600. Let me say that again for the people in the back that would listen to me the first time. Drone pilots average anywhere from $300 to $600 an hour flying a drone. I'll do a whole show on that so you can talk, so you can learn. Don't stay in the box that you are in. Let me remove this from my screen. Don't stay in the box that you are in, or don't let nobody put you in a box. Don't let anyone put you in a box. And if they put you in a box, bust out that box. Kick the box down. Join me in kicking boxes open, busting boxes open, kicking the doors in, because we're coming for everything that is ours. But you have to, you have to be ready. You have to be open. You can't live in yesterday. You have to live in and see and be forward thinking and see what tomorrow is bringing. So again, National Education Foundation, again, they offer a variety of resources to help people develop those technical and those foundational skills that they need to be able to succeed in everything that's changing. Not just in transportation, not just in railroad or aviation. We're seeing changes all across healthcare, medical. We're seeing changes across every industry. And so that is how you stay ahead. That is how you stay up to date, by seeking out opportunities and ways and things to do to learn, right? Okay, so again, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you are tapped in and are with me every single Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm normally here for an hour. Sometimes I'm here a little bit longer. We have some important guests coming up over the next few weeks. So I want to make sure that you are tapped in, that you turn on the notifications, and you never miss a show. Today has been great. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I will see you guys. I won't see you tomorrow. Remember, I'll see you back on Friday. Have a great day. Bye.